PRC, quality service since 1972. Repairing TVs, console stereos, electronic musical instruments, pinball machines, arcade games, and more. Call 836-0454.
Time to talk a little weather here. This is the Weather Extreme video. This is for Monday, the 16th of February. James Spann here. I've got some potential for some active weather Wednesday, but before we get into that, let's remind you that the Storm Alert Tour rolls along. We've had great stops so far at Utah. We have been to Trussville. We have been to Jasper. This week, we're coming to Oxford. We'll be at the Oxford Civic Center Thursday evening at 7. This is the annual Severe Weather Awareness Tour across the state, and we always have a big crowd there. We look forward to seeing you there. Let's peek out the window this afternoon. There's a look at the Clanton Skycam in Chilton County. Just a few high clouds in the sky. A sunny and cool day. Gulf Shore is looking good. You know, before you know it, it's going to be spring break down there. Can you believe it? That's the view from the Phoenix All Suites, looking back off to the west. Looks like a lot of people are down there today. And from Tuscaloosa, looking southeast from the top of the Tuscaloosa County Courthouse on a sunny February day. There's a look at our setup around the nation. Awfully unsettled in California. Cold upper trough, mountain snow and valley rain out there. And that'll be translating across the southern U.S., maybe giving us a chance of severe weather here on Wednesday. That'll be the focus of this discussion. Temperatures today about where they should be for this time of the year. Up in Chicago, it's 31 early this afternoon. Around here, we're in the low and mid-50s. And again, all of those numbers right at normal or average values for mid-February. Around here, 53 in Birmingham. The same for Anniston, Tuscaloosa, 55, 40s up north. Here's our QPF graphic, the expected rain around the nation for the next 5 days. This is suggesting rainfall amounts of 1 to 1.5 inches. And this is valid through Saturday morning, and of course the bulk of that will be on Wednesday. Here's our convective outlook for day 3, which is Wednesday. A slight risk of severe weather, all of Alabama, and a pretty good chunk of Mississippi, parts of Georgia, the Florida Panhandle, and southeast Louisiana. Pretty significant risk there. The highest probabilities are 30%. That's awfully high, and that runs from Birmingham all the way down to Mobile. And the question involves instability and some other mesoscale features. And like we often say here, we probably will not know until the morning of the event, Wednesday, how these things will lay out. But let's take a look here. This is the 12Z GFS at noon tomorrow. The trough that was over California, moving through the Rockies and de-amplifying a bit. A lee low is developing just to the east of Denver. Hey, look at that thing out there in the Atlantic, way east of Cape Cod. That's a big North Atlantic storm there. Wednesday, the trough approaches from the northwest. Surface low at midday is near Detroit, with a trailing front down through Memphis. And with the surface low that far north, maybe that would lessen the chance of severe weather a little bit. The instability value is not quite as aggressive on this run of the WRF, which is what we often use for this parameter. This is valid Thursday afternoon or Wednesday afternoon, suggesting instability values between 500 and 1,000 joules per kilogram. And the helicity really is a little better off to the east. It's almost like it's a little out of phase, where the better shear moves out as the better instability moves in from the south. And hopefully that will prevent a big severe weather problem. But you can't ignore the setup. So we'll maintain the forecast we have ongoing, windy with showers and storms. Some storms could be strong to severe. Thursday, look what's back. Yeah, the cold trough. Cold air advection. It'll be a cold day. Highs only in the mid-40s with a strong north wind. And Friday looks like a cool, dry day. Will be way down in the 20s Friday morning. Lows between 20 and 25. The valleys probably hit the teens. And we'll warm up Friday afternoon, maybe to around 50, something like that. And Saturday, what's this? An Alberta Clipper coming down the backside of the trough. What's that thing going to do? Well, typically it doesn't do much here. Yeah, I know everybody sees that and you think, ooh, it's going to snow Saturday, but it doesn't have a lot of moisture with it. It could squeeze out maybe enough snow to get the ground good and white over Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, but down here, I don't think we see much more than a few clouds. I guess you might mention flurries for the Tennessee Valley, but I don't think there'll be much to that. Clippers rarely do anything down here. And then Sunday, a reinforcing surge of cold air comes down the pike, so it looks like a cold day. A chilly weekend ahead. Cold. That's a story there. And Monday of next week, we should begin to moderate with highs getting back in the 50s. A couple of days later, Wednesday of next week, here comes the next trough, and that could be a fairly good rain producer. Maybe some storms with that. We'll see. And at the end of the cycle, March 4th, hey, we are into meteorological spring here. And we've seen all kind of looks out here. I mean, consistency is just not that good. If this happens to be right, that would suggest some uneventful weather. But at this point, we don't even want to try and guess what's going to happen out there. We're just peeking. That's it for the Weather Extreme video today. We'll have notes on our blog, AlabamaWX.com. If you're watching this on YouTube or iTunes, the next video here by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. And if you're local, be sure and catch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 News at 5, 6, and 10. Again, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful evening, and God bless.
Weather.